This is Andy Paroff, Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by the beast, Gamal Yafai here in Birmingham. Gamal, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate, not too bad. Obviously, I've come up today to try and catch up with everyone. Just had your brother's big fight against Gonzalez announced, but before we do come on to that, a word on yourself. What have you kind of been up to as the New Year's kicked off?
Just been training, really. Training, chilling with my son, and pretty much that's it. And sleeping.
How are you finding parenthood? Obviously, I know you've only just had a little one last year.
Yeah, it's good, man. I love it. He's my little boy. It makes me want to push harder and train harder and get to where I need to be in boxing.
How are you finding the night feeds?
His mum does them mainly, but I do help sometimes when I haven't got when I'm in camp for a fight.
How do you find it with regards to trying to juggle family life and training?
It's not. Look, I'm fortunate enough to have a good missus that helps out. Her mum helps out a lot too. My mum does. So, it's, like I say, I'm fortunate to have a good family. So pretty much in the day I'm training all day, so I don't even get to see my son till the evening. So it's good for me because I can concentrate on boxing, and then when I get home I can concentrate on being dad and on the weekends as well.
Let's talk about what you have got coming up or what you've kind of been in talks with. I know you have a mandatory for the EBU title. Are you pushing for that? What's the latest?
Yeah, I do know that that's pretty much done. That is. I know Match won the first bid, so I'm just waiting on them. I do think it's more likely to be in Italy, on a Matchroom show though, so I don't mind that. Yeah, so I'm ready to go. It's looking like March time. I don't know too much the dates and that, but we just wait till they announce it, to Matchroom announce it.
Luca Rigoldi, obviously the fighter you'll be going in with. What do you know about him?
I know he's pretty good, tough. He won't be European champion if he weren't good. He's had a good few defences, beat a good few fighters on the way. No one, special, but like I say, I do think it'll be a good test, hard test for me. But I'm very, very confident of winning.
How do you kind of expect the fight to play out between the pair of you then, when you consider what you've seen of his style in comparison to yours?
He was southpaw, but he's aggressive southpaw, so I think he'll be there, be inside, to have the dingers. So, but I'm expecting to just grind him down and hopefully go for the knockout.
Obviously, it's been a very frustrating couple of years for yourself because of injuries. Are you kind of surprised that the opportunity to fight the European titles come along so quickly on the back of those?
Yeah, I do. But my only loss is against a fringe world class fighter. So when I'm looking at that, really, maybe that was a big jump up from British level to fringe world level. Maybe I could have had a few European level fights, and here they are now. So. I think I'm good enough, especially now. I'm a lot more experienced. I feel I'm a lot more better mentally and physically. So, but it's my time to prove that in March.
You've obviously fought once since the numerous injuries. Yeah. Most recently, being back in November in the Manchester show. How did you feel back in the ring? Yeah,
I felt good. Obviously, can't really win a big fight, win a hard fight. So, but my arms felt good. The surgeon said they'd be a lot stronger than what they used to be. So, yeah, they're feeling good. Just ready to go now. You know what I mean?
Also, know you've got the European title fight just around the corner when everything's obviously officially announced and rubber stamped, etc. But are you feeling any pressure with regards to, because of these last couple of years you've lost because of injuries, to kind of make up for lost time?
Nah, I'm just gonna try not to let the pressure, build up, and because that ain't gonna make me perform well. I'm just, I'm still young. I know I'm 28, but I feel fresh still. I live a good lifestyle. I train hard. I don't drink. I don't really go out. I don't do much. I'm a hermit really. So, I feel good. Maybe this 40 months out the ring has been good for me. What we see.
How could you kind of, if you could map it out in your own head, how do you see 2020 playing out for yourself?
Win this European title in March, defend it later on in the year, summertime, and then looking like a world title shot in 2021. But I don't want to talk too soon. I just want to get this out of the way. Get this European title. That put me in good stead for the future, and it put me in big fights. There's some very good opponents in the super bantamweight division. There's a good few fights that could be made. But I can't be in the same sentence as them just yet. I just need to win this title, and then when I do, we can talk about them.
We'll move on to your brother now as well. Obviously, he's just had his fight, and as well 4 or 5 days ago, he had his fight announced against Gonzalez. Big fight he's wanted for a while. His name's kind of always been banded together. What are your thoughts now it's finally been announced?
I'm very happy for him. It's a fight that he's always wanted. A fight that we've always kind of thought it's very possible this fight can be made. There's been a lot of talk about it. It hasn't. Especially after Gonzalez, when he took his loss against Ruiz-Joshua. But here it is, and it's a very interesting fight. Whoever thinks Gonzalez is finished or shot just baffles me. But it's a hard fight for Cal, you know what I mean. But a fight that I think he can win, and I think because people have seen Cal not perform so well, I think they say Gonzalez, but I'm just going on what I've known Cal for so many years against better opposition. When he's actually nervous for a fight, you get the best out of him, and I think that's what you're going to get in February.
That's something I was going to ask. You know, Cal admitted it in our interview for the past few fights. He hasn't quite been at his best. He hasn't been able to motivate himself as much as what he did when he fought Luis Concepcion to pick up the world title, and to how he feels now. Do you feel we will see the best version of Cal Yafai now? It is a big name. It will produce his best.
I think you will. I think you see the best of Cal Yafai, and people see that. Trust me, I'm telling you. Like I see it in the ring. I've seen it here in the ring for the past 10 years. I remember at GB's. People forget I was on the GB squad together with him, so pretty much my career has been with Cal, you know, on the GB squad. Then as pros, we used to go to tournaments together when we was on GB together, and like Cal would fight kids that were like good kids, and I'd think, bloody hell, he's got it tough today. But he'd perform against the better ones, and he'd find a way to beat them, and I think he'd find a way to beat Gonzalez.
Cal mentioned, and obviously I spoke to Eddie in Saudi Arabia, the Estrada fight was signed by all accounts. They were just kind of waiting to announce it, and then Estrada had to pull out for injury twice. Yeah. What was your thoughts on that situation? Would you have preferred to have seen your brother face one Francisco Estrada or Gonzalez?
It's a hard one because they're both big, massive fights, aren't they? So it's like Cal's fight, the Estrada fight was practically made. Cal was in training for it. Just going ahead, and then Estrada pulled out, and then I thought, I was like, bloody hell, like Cal's gonna have to go to have a little, defence and that, and Cal was like adamant that he didn't want that. He didn't want just a normal, routine defence. And then Eddie Hearn comes back with Gonzalez, and I think if there's one fight you couldn't make, then it'd be that one. So the Estrada never come off, and then come up with Gonzalez, and it's like happy days. And it's a hard one because don't get me wrong, Estrada's probably the better fighter now in his prime and that, but Gonzalez is a lot bigger name, and he brings he doesn't bring more to the table. Obviously Estrada does because he's got another title, but other than that, Gonzalez brings a lot more to the table. And it's just they're just big fights. He's a legend, isn't he? We used to watch him years ago, like me and Cal and Gamal. Like we used to watch him. We used to love Gonzalez. Like it's mad that my was fighting him, really. You know what I mean? Like I'll show him no respect before the fight, but after, man, can't wait to have a picture of him.
And just move on to your other brother. Obviously, he's still a part of the amateur setup with GB. Yeah. Gamal Yafai. How's Gamal looking? Obviously, we've got the Olympic qualifiers just around the corner.
Yeah, very good. He's been here training over Christmas and that. He's been doing strength work at Desi's because obviously he's gone up a weight. He's basically the same old Gamal, but just stronger. I don't see how these 52 kilo lads can stay with him, but like you say, you're fighting top kids. You weren't fighting, just decent lads. But in the Olympics, you'll be fighting top world class Olympic champions, world champions a lot. So I get it. It's going to be hard for him, but I think he's capable of doing it. And I do literally I know he's my brother, and I'll say it, but I do really believe he'll get an Olympic medal.
The Olympics just they're coming around this summer now, so you've got the qualifiers first in March. But what's your brother's thoughts on them all? Is he nervous? Is he excited? What's his thoughts?
He's excited, but that's the way Gamal is. Gamal, you never really, he's never really nervous. You don't see it on his face. I know. He's he's a stuck up, stubborn type of kid. And that's the way. That's how he fights. Stubborn, just on you 24/7. And I just think he's just, don't get me wrong, it's going to be harder because obviously it's 52 kilos and he's had to come from 49 straight to 52, but he's filled out, he's got stronger, and I've sparred him before and I've sparred him now, and he's a lot more stronger now. And I promise you, people haven't seen him, man, but a lot of people haven't seen him, but he's really, really good, really talented. I'd say he's most talented out of all of us, out of me and Cal. But just watch his space. When you see him get Olympic medal and then he's signed with Eddie, and then that's when you see the best of him.
Finally, just a couple of quick thoughts, trying to get your thoughts on, obviously, back end of last year, AJ Ruiz out in Saudi, Ruiz-Joshua was successful in regaining the unified world titles. Your thoughts on his win?
Good performance. Might not have been, lovely knockout and so on, but it was beautiful. I think that's what he had to do. I was hoping he did that. I was hoping he'd go back to the park kind of display, try and outbox him, hit a move, don't be hit, and that's what he did. If he'd gone for the tear up, maybe he could have knocked him out, but then maybe he could have been knocked out as well. So yeah, it's just. I think anyone could say it was a lovely performance. You know what I mean? Maybe not, maybe a bit boring, but you know what I mean. It's boxing. You got to get a W, ain't you?
I mean, obviously, we're about a month away now from Wilder Fury 2, the week before your brother fights. What are your thoughts on that one? Just break that fight down for me, Gamal.
A hard fight. What I'm thinking in my head, I'm just thinking, is Wilder going to finish off where he left off? Is he going to... Yeah. But then I'm thinking, Fury was out for how long, and then he went into that big fight, and then he boxed beautiful for 11 rounds, and then he gets clipped in the last round. Well, he got clipped in the 9th attempt. Yeah. Well, but he still won probably 9 out of the 12 rounds, I'd say. Then I'm thinking, he's back in training full time. He's had a few decent wins. He's been training, grafting, not been up to drinking, drugs, none of that. You expect to see the best of Tyson Fury, so it's a hard one, man. That fight is literally 50-50. But only because I'm only saying this, I want Fury to win so bad, but I'd probably have to go with Wilder. But that's only because the last round was just, it was, I don't know how he got up, Fury. I don't know how he got up, and to stay away from that again. When someone hurts you in a fight, man, I just think they've always got you. They've always got your number, I think.
And one more fight I was trying to get your thoughts on. It hasn't been announced yet, but it seems to be close to being announced. Josh Warrington versus Shakur Stevenson.
Is that getting out?
Apparently it's close to being agreed.
That Shakur was fighting someone else in America. Is it?
I haven't seen that. I've seen it's supposed to be close to Warrington and Shakur Stevenson in Leeds.
I've seen something that they're going to give him the option to fight Warrington or someone else. And then he's took that. Shakur's he's fighting someone else, and then he's going to fight him in the summer. But fuck, I don't know. You know more than me, don't you? I don't know. But yeah, man, that's a good fight. You know what? I ain't seen much of that Shakur Stevenson. Gamal always raves on about him how good he is, and Gamal told me once he went to America. He fought training camp in Colorado, and he still trains with the Olympic setup, and he was sparring all the kids there, and he was saying he's sparring the big lads and he can handle them. So I don't know. I've seen him fight once in his last fight. He's good, but then is he ready to come to Leeds with all them fans and with Warren on for 12 rounds? When you stand off him, he's great, and if he stands off him, he's gonna play with Warrington all day long. But I don't expect Ryan to stand off him. I expect him to make it, tough, use experience. Get in there, but then I kind of think we'll go watching the Galahad fight. Is a slick southpaw. We'll switch it at. you know, it's a bit Galahad and Shaka. I know they're not exact same, but you know they're like that kind of style. And I kind of thought like that was a close fight as well. So it's a hard one. I could sit all down, kind of think how I could see Warrington winning in Leeds. Bloody fights like he did with Frampton, and win the fight. I could see that, but then I could see Shaka outboxing him and using his skill. He's on another level, isn't he? Yeah. So it's a tough one, but that's a proper 50-50 fight, that is.
Well, Gamal Yafai, I will let you shoot off now because I know you was about to leave, but appreciate your time as always. Thanks for speaking to myself, Boxing Social.
No problem, anytime.